somewhat relevant. We're in the top 8, in the top 3 at times. There still is such a big marker on your back, and everyone's studying you that it's just hard to be able to maintain consistent dominance. And maybe that's where a team like, for example, VP, who dominates the whole DPC system, but always shows up a little bit short at TI.
Yeah, there's something to be said for pre-TI performance as well, which is why OG did not have a target on their back before TI8, because they had just fallen off the map completely. And so,
I remember telling people, we were talking about it backstage and like trying to do our rankings of the teams and stuff, and I was like, oh guys, you're so wrong about OG. They're not a 13th to 16th place team. They're like, 9 through 12. Come on.
Give them some credit, please.
They go on to win the entire thing. So just incredible what things can do when they change up. Just like we're going to be changing things up as we're finally going to be heading to Game 2 of Team Liquid versus OG.
Lakad mo to! Lakad mo to! Normally.
That's right. Welcome to the Mars Arena. Welcome to Game 2 of Team Liquid versus OG. Liquid looking to be able to prove that they are not the washed-up TI champs that everybody talks about. They need to be able to secure themselves like that top 3 placing. Like everyone gives them, like, oh, the Liquid's such a good team, but the placements haven't quite been there.
Meanwhile, sorry, which team are you talking about? You're talking about OG or Liquid? Because I think you're telling the same story for both.
Well, slightly. OG, meanwhile, it's more like, oh, they fluke, they won TI. Fluke. Meanwhile, they come back, and I think they're showing a great performance here at MDL, but being able to take out Team Liquid with a dominant 2-0 would be a great way to do it, as Liquid are going to try and take some of these bounty runes, put some pressure onto Ana, but it's always tough to fight into a support Furion. Meanwhile, Seb, he hasn't even bothered to go back for that other banner rune. He is, I'm not quite sure what he's going to do here.
He's got to deal with a Tide Hunter.
Yeah, this is not a lane that you really are going to enjoy too much. I don't think.
It's not one that the Nature's Prophet would have enjoyed either, so either way, you might as well. One of these heroes is going to have to suffer. And in terms of harassing a Phantom Assassin, actually, it wouldn't have been bad to Sentinel. I don't know, we may see some lane swaps, but No-Tail has taken quite a bit of abuse from this tri-lane.
Yeah, he is. I do like the setup, though. You saw that they hard body blocked with the Oracle, and then Beastmaster's going to try and zone out this Tide as much as possible. Because if you let this Tide get to like level 3, I feel like this lane starts becoming over. You can try and pressure him at level 1, maybe level 2, but...
Yeah, you got to seize this early window of opportunity. Jirax, his main role is just to make sure that mind control gets as far away from the creeps as possible.
And because of that dual lane, it looks like it's going to drag the Nyx Assassin up there. Probably make a pit stop in the mid lane, see if he can get little gank here on Thompson or something. Or he'll just walk on by. Hey, Thompson.
No mana burn at level 1, so he's just
bye, Thompson.
Cruise on by. No, don't worry, I'm not taking your mid lane experience, Matsu. I just need to go to top lane. Right now, Mind Control trying to deal with this Hawk. Blocking his camps, smashing it, but dude can tank 3 smashes. So GH has to come help.
That is a gross one.
Yes, I told you, right? And especially in these Sennheiser headphones. They're so rich.
At bottom lane, No-Tail seems to be doing a really good job of creating space for Ana, being able to pull the creep wave back. Trying to body block him. Ana and No-Tail are going to be able to beat back both Miracle and Kurok here in this bottom lane for the time being. It really goes to show the strength of this 5 position. But GH has now shown up here in the lane with mind control, so looking to be able to enable that Tide Hunter, at least to be able to get those aforementioned levels that he needs so much.
And Crystal Maiden's already worked her way to level 2, so Arcane Aura is online. Definitely a huge asset to this mind control Tide Hunter up top.
Yeah, he could just keep on spamming out the smash. We've got the PA who can do something similar with the dagger, GH. Takes a bit of damage here, but between having a stout shield, high armor, and a very high base regen, Nyx Assassin should be okay against any of this harassment. We're gonna go again here. Miracle kind of committing here for the kill onto No-Tail, but backs up. A little bit afraid of that Flame Guard. They don't really have the magic damage to bring it down, so.
He actually goes all the way to base, so No-Tail may think about smoking up to a different lane, or he's just gonna teleport right back.
Shows up, gives Anna a healing salve. It's like the early game Kunkka, you know, you're always able to bail out your supports when it comes to regen. GH in trouble here, gonna be slowed down. Spike Carapace does go out. Magic Wand is gonna be able to help him. They need another nuke from the Oracle to secure that first blood. Mind Control is also gonna drop low here. The board's keeping him slowed down. Jerix is gonna help him get that kill as well. The aggro dual lane, and don't tell me mid, no! Matamba Man almost died there. That would have been back-to-back wins there for OG if somehow the Lina had killed that Razor. But he survived on just a sliver of HP.
Yeah, he's getting his regen ferried out. That was dangerously close. It's possible that with this Crystal Maiden, these heroes are playing a little bit more aggressively than they should be. I mean, it's still a Beastmaster lane on the top lane. Dude has boots and an Orb of Venom. With an Oracle backing up, you're not going to escape from this, and it doesn't matter how high your base regen is if you're getting nuked down by these Purifying Flames.
I remember when Seb was still the coach of OG, I would sometimes watch some of his pub games, just because I was interested in what he was trying to do in the offlane, if he was innovating anything, and I always remember his Beastmaster was so good, because he's really good at the micro, and No-Tail is going to fall here in the bottom lane. Miracle and Kuro find that No-Tail is just a bit too far forward, and they've got such long range to be able to capitalize on that too. Nicely done. Stealing away that big troll. No-Tail's going to TP back in, but Anna not really following up here. Back over to top lane. Jerix drops a little bit low. Mind Control needs to be careful as
they're dueling bot again.
Do a lot. No, bottom lane. They are going to be able to finish off No-Tail again, dying back to back here. And Kuro will limp away. They'll be able to get both the bounty runes here, and it looks like GH is going to snag one there as well. Mind Control got one. That's all four. A big win for Liquid.
Liquid are doing so good at playing attention to when these cooldowns are down, and teleports down, so Nature Prophet can't help this GH up top.
Oh, that medallion. He was trying to time the Spike Carapace there. Will pop the Fairy Fire instead to be able to stay alive ahead of the Purifying Flames.
Yeah, so they're very cognizant of the Nature's Prophet teleport in the bot lane. Ana is not really like respecting the amount of damage that his Flame Guard has and how vulnerable he is when his Flame Guard's down, which is why No-Tail just keeps having to suffer because he just can't be defended by this Ember Spirit at this stage, especially against this Arcane Aura, this dagger spam that's just constantly being used.
Miracle gets one of the neutral creeps. Can he get the other one? Nope, that's going to go to No-Tail.
And now CM gonna head mid. Places a ward.
How is that mid lane doing? 39-9 compared to 19-1 on the Razor. That's why this net worth lead is still in the favor of OG, despite like, I think there was like a 1,200 difference when it comes to the bounty runes being picked up by Liquid.
Yeah, but this mid lane is definitely going handsomely in the favor of OG. And it's difficult to say why. Like, there hasn't really been that many rotations. Sure, Lina has extremely long range. It's kind of difficult to close the gap to get a long duration static link. And Matamba Man is going for this now popular build of maxing out the plasma field.
Without the Searing Chains, they don't really have a way to lock down this Phantom Assassin, so she can always kind of juke things out. No-Tail will TP back to base once again, acting as the team's courier, or at least the bottom lane's courier. He'll bring Anna some more. Oh no, maybe not. Anna actually buys the bottle from the secret shop.
Nyx Assassin's around here, but I think he was spotted out by Ana, so he's just gonna back off. Meanwhile, mid lane.
Double damage on tops and a rotation from Jerix and No-Tail. They tried to catch the Razor, but Matamba Man was wise to it. If he backs up this much, though, is potentially giving up his tower. GH is going to come from the side. A beautiful impale that lands on a Jerix on the side. Spike Carapace is going to be able to do more stun damage to tops, and he just turns around, quickly blows up the Nyx Assassin, but well worth it for the trade-off here, as Matamba Man is going to be able to run down one, killing the Oracle as well, slowing down No-Tail. This could be three, but Matamba Man just stays on top of him. The Crystal Nova will secure that double kill.
Thompson was not expecting the rest of Liquid to show up. He thought he could get a quick Laguna Blade kill and be able to escape uncontested, but they were behind the Tier 1. And despite having so many aggressive wards both behind the Tier 1 and on the high ground north of it, they did not expect that Crystal Maiden to show up, and Razor gets a huge bonus after having a less than stellar laning phase.
Yeah, that's certainly going to help him, as well as Kuro come back into the game, as he was the one to secure 2 of those kills.
And they didn't have to spend this Mind Control Ravage, which is now online.
I think it's really interesting how this matchup, like, it would be a lot better for the Tidehunter, but just the way they set up that early laning phase, pressuring him so much at level 1, allowed Seb to be able to get level 3. As a result, they managed to get a kill on the Tidehunter, and then now that also means they have a medallion, so they can continue to pressure the Tide somewhat. He's still doing okay for himself, but this is not the dominant 1v1 that Liquid are hoping for.
Yeah, oftentimes these laning setups just secure like a very, very early advantage, and then maybe after like 4 minutes it breaks even. Being able to shut down a Tidehunter that heavily in the early game means that you are consistently 1 step ahead, like you said, with this medallion.
Crystal Nova going out, blocked down, Primal War is gonna go down. They definitely kill Kuro. I mean, he did have a kill streak, so I'm not going to complain too much.
True. It's just that with the pace that I thought that OG would be setting, I mean, you got a Beastmaster who is putting points in both Inner Beast and his Call of the Wild. You've got the Nature's Prophet who has 2 points in Trance. I would have expected more pushing coming out from OG, but if they're going to be spending Primal Roar like that, if they're going to be trying to dive Tier 1s like they did earlier with Lina on Thompson on Lina, then it seems like they want to take it slower, which I think is up Liquid's alley. Miracle has left the lane, he's just starting to farm the jungle now, and even though he doesn't have a Battle Fury, it's still, he can spam his spells thanks to this Crystal Maiden.
They did deny the mid-tier 1 tower, but it's still a very early tower loss just off of kind of a rough laning phase.
And now
GH,
getting
another slide is going to be coming up. They are going to try and pop that Spike Carapace to be able to dodge some of the damage. Impale's going to miss. Anna managed to sidestep that one. And Slight, there you go. He just stands still and delivers.
And now we may start to see the pushes come out. 3 OG heroes have grouped up bot, and the Beastmaster is taking control of this eastern jungle. Meanwhile, top,
Elgin be able to stop that TP. Jerix, false promise on himself. They're going to have to chase him for a while to be able to get this. But eventually he does fall bottom lane. Spike Carapace going out once again. Could it be able to, well, no. It doesn't stop a thing. It's the LSA. Oh, good to play Jace. The 2 supports end up following, but Matana Man cuts in from the side. Now the Ravage going down, but the LSA keeping the Tidehunter in place here. They have a little bit more nuke damage. The Lina, they're going to be able to get a double kill for Thompson. It's a great exchange for OG, especially as they're looking to be able to take this tier 1 at bottom lane.
Yeah, Plasma Field was down, but I'm still a little bit surprised that Matoma Man didn't try to get a stack link going on someone. I mean, you saw Roar, Laguna Blade was all used on a Crystal Maiden. But now he looks like he wants to challenge this bot lane, but Thompson's just going to TP out. No Rod of Atos completed yet on this Razor.
Some of the men may need to find an answer to this Sprout, as that's going to be a continual factor, I feel.
Actually, Matu's queued up a drum as opposed to the Rod.
Yeah, we've been seeing this lately. All these Razors no longer going for what was a very popular build just a month ago when with the Rod of Atos or the Yule Scepter.
I guess it just goes in the theme of them wanting to play fast.
Yeah.
You know, drum is going to help you push infinitely more than a Rod would.
I think Matama did it yesterday too, where he went, I think it was drums and a BKB.
Okay. It's just against an Ember Spirit. I would feel that any bit of lockdown that they can get would be great, but maybe they're just very, very confident in this Nyx Assassin, Tidehunter, Crystal Maiden combinations. But I mean, OG are sticking true to their strategy. They have taken every single tier 1 tower at 12 minutes into the game. Meanwhile, Liquid have yet to really put a scratch on any of the tier 1 towers on the OG side of the map.
Yeah, and despite the fact they have heroes like the Razor or the PA, it seems like they're just not ready to be able to fight and defend these towers.
Although Vendetta is up now, so GH may be able to find some low-intensity setups. He doesn't need to do very much. All he needs is to get like a Carapace on a Flame Guard. It's just that he's only got 2 points in Carapace. 3 points in Impale.
They're going to try and go for the damage here. A beautiful 3-man Impale with a Crystal Nova follow-up. They're going to try and run over these heroes. Primal Roar, they do turn around and kill that Crystal Maiden real quick, but Jarek's going to fall. GH almost dying as well. How is OG actually managing to turn this off of such a great initiation from Liquid? Seb does take a lot of damage to the False Promise wears out. They are going to be able to turn and kill the Razor, though, with the Laguna Blade, and Mind Control's dead as well. What happened? Liquid just got run over, Shrine activated by Mind Control, but he's not getting away from these heroes, so... Wow. 4 dead on the side of Liquid. That was a 3-man Impale.
3-man Impale, but again, I think they actually had the right idea by focusing this Kuroki Crystal Maiden every single time. If he's able to get his freezing field off, they cannot easily stop him, and they're just shutting him down instantly. 3-hero Impale bought time for the Crystal Maiden to come in, but Ravage wasn't available. And now Ana bullying this Miracle Phantom Assassin. They just don't have the physical damage to burn through this Ember Spirit, although they do have the Carapace.
They are going to be able to get the Impale. BA jumping in, not getting the crit just yet, but they do have the Frostbite to slow him down a little bit.
Oh, what a flight.
So Remnant, Gush is going to be there. They have another jump with the PA. Ravage are going to go down. They're going to make sure this Ember Spirit dies. Now they're going to be able to catch Seb on the side here as well. Dagger slowing him down. Furion thinking about the TPing, thinking maybe not the place to go to because Seb's definitely dead. OG, I mean, the aggression was just fantastic so far in this series. The first game, and for the first 10 minutes, this time they kind of overstep themselves and lose 2 cores in the process.
Yeah, Ana was deep in enemy territory trying to go for that Phantom Assassin. I mean, she's not that much of a threat, but she is working her way up to that Battle Fury. So right now, it's in your best interest to just take objectives. If you can shut her down, great, but you need to shut her down when it's convenient to you, not when you have to invade deep right underneath an enemy shrine.
And this is a setup, I think, where Liquid, Ana, looking for the catch here. Slight chain, Spike Carapace to be able to slow him down here, but GH is not going to risk his life to try and bail out Kuro.
And now OG are kind of migrating around in the area. They're moving towards Roche, but I mean they have the medallion on Beastmaster,
and Ravage was used, so that is still on cooldown. I don't really know how Liquid defends this while they're still waiting on some of those bigger ticket items like that Battle Fury.
Yeah, Ravage is still down for another minute. Hawks are scouting out. Or at least the bounty runes go the way of Liquid, but it looks like this Roche will go uncontested.
And that's going to be pretty important to Ana. You already saw how he wants to play pretty deep and just try and shut down this PA as much as possible. With the freedom that an Aegis gives you, he can just keep on going for it. Bottom lane being pushed out by Matumba Man, but beautiful thing about having a 5 position that can teleport all around the map. He just shows up, defends that tower, and the rest of OG can maintain a very aggressive stance here as they start pushing in for this mid-tier 2. Seb's going to come in from the side. They have spotted Kuro. He's going to be able to slow him down with the board. Doesn't get the chains, but they're going to try and run on top with the remnants here. Kuro managed to lock him down with a Frostbite, but Ana will eventually get this kill. Tidehunter going to be Primal Roared here. I'm not sure if that's really the target they want to go for. He's still plenty tanky. Matumba Man's going to try and zone him out. The Impale is going to be able to land onto Lina. They turn, want to be able to go for that kill, but the defense of the Oracle is going to be able to provide a lot. Now Matumba Man's in trouble, so Laguna Blade looking to be able to cut him down. The last couple of shots into the high ground they go. Be able to get locked down that kill. Mind Control pops his hood, but wasn't able to save the Razor.
Mech Lina proven to be very, very valuable as now Nyx Assassin gets a Carapace off onto that Ember Spirit.
There's the Sentry.
But he escapes the radius.
Is he able to get out of that? Got it together though. The Impale turned around, but he's dead.
Fumbles his way into yet another Sentry where OG have preemptively peppered the map with a bunch of True Sight to make sure that this Nyx Assassin is not going to sneak up on this Ember Spirit, because if Ember falls, all of a sudden Miracle looks like he has a game again. But right now Miracle just has to stay as far away as possible, farm in the safest spots that he can.
You know, Tsunami, I'm just like kind of astounded how it feels like OG, like, oh, look at him go. They're just like taking all these fights. They're getting these kills. They're getting towers, and yet they never have that much of a large net worth lead. How is Liquid staying, like, making this game look even?
That's what they're best at. This is a world-class team when it comes to comebacks. Every single time, even whenever they are down a substantial amount of net worth, they are so good at being able to farm on the map and find it safely without having to compromise any sort of big objectives or something like that. I mean, the map is getting smaller and smaller for them. The next tier 2 tower is getting sieged up top, and the mid one already went down. it's going to get rougher and rougher for them. They're going to have to take a team fight, but at least Miracle has completed his Battle Fury. Ravage is available, and then hopefully Crystal Maiden can get an ult, because all it takes is one team fight. Liquid have proven that time and time again.
Yet another tower falls. Liquid, by the way, have only taken one tower. Meanwhile, they've only got one tier 2 left on their side of the map. Just total control here for OGs. They're going to poke into the high ground here, feeling very strong about themselves. GH just goes for the impale onto this Lina, trying to slow down that physical damage, because she does have the DD right now. Same goes to Mind Control. Runs forward, goes for the anchor smash. They just really do not want to give up this tier 3, because if they lose shrines as well, then they're going to start getting locked inside of the base. Anna, still able to play forward here as he's got that Aegis.
Out of control. When you got this Beastmaster or the Vlads, and you got a Greaves Lina, this Ember Spirit, you wouldn't think as a sieger is doing a pretty damn good job sieging.
Mind Control really daring them to commit a little bit harder for him. And Miracle's just been farming this entire time. They really do not want to fight into this Aegis. Meanwhile, OG really want to be able to take this tier 3 and utilize that Aegis in some way. Finally, the Tide is healed up. It's going to come back into play here as the Ember Spirit drops a little bit low. See if they can get that free Aegis away.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Get out.
You're going to Ravage on his first life? That never feels good. Carapace comes out.
And the next round of creeps comes forward. That backdoor protection is going to fall soon. They just keep on poking at Mind Control, making so he doesn't feel comfortable being on the front line. And now they actually give up on hitting the range tracks, go for melee. If they really this confident, they're going to be able to keep up this fight. It's seeming like it. Miracle, again, just continuing to farm out this entire time. He has no intention, it seems, of coming to this fight until the Aegis is gone.
May have been a little bit of a sunk cost fallacy. They're like, we have to get this tier 3. We've spent so much time. It's been like a minute and a half. At this point, the Phantom Assassin has been doing a heck of a lot in terms of farming, which surprisingly Miracle does not really take too much in the regard of objectives. Pretty much only the creeps took the bot tier 2 of Radiant down to half HP. Miracle just wanted to stay off the map as much as possible, did not want to give OG the slightest opening to be like, oh, there's Phantom Assassin, now we can take a fight, or there's Phantom Assassin, let's go get her. But they still lose a great deal of objectives as now their top 3 is going to go down and the shrine is being claimed by Nature's Prophet.
They should have an idea that there's some sort of vision here as they get hit by the Wrath of Nature. It's a nice little ward here, right there in the middle of your screen.
Oh man, and No-Tail scoops the bot bounty rune as well, so Phantom Assassin can't even get that. They see a DD rune.
And Nyx will leave it there for the Ember Spirit or somebody to pick it up. Liquid are moving in mass, though. Going to be able to catch Seb. Primal Roar goes down, but that's only slowing down the inevitable here as Seb should be caught. The rest of OG may still want to be able to take a fight here. The Guardian Greaves keeping Seb alive for a long time, but
yeah, got the TD.
He's going to be caught here. LSA onto the Razor, turns around with the Laguna Blade, trying to finish him off. The Ember Spirit commences the AKB activated. Now the Ravage goes down as the Ember Spirit jumps in. Managed to get the stun, but he has another Remnant. Onto the high ground he goes. One more Remnant, jump away, go for the TP out. Do they see him? They have a Mana Bird, but no stun. Anna successfully gets back to the fountain, but OG do lose 2 cores once again.
And now Miracle might be ready to fight. He picked up the double damage rune that the No-Tail Nature's Prophet basically ignored. And the worst case scenario, like obviously you want your Ember Spirit to pick it up or something like that, but you really don't want this Phantom Assassin to pick it up. She scoops it up, immediately locks target onto the Oracle. He says, Tidehunter, you do your Ravage on these 2 cores. I'm gonna make sure this Oracle can't save anyone. He ends up losing his double damage rune in the process because Oracle purges it off, but the main thing is that the False Promise was not be able to be used on anyone. Thankfully, Anna Amber is able to escape, but your Lina and your Beastmaster had to go down.
OG, do you think they're that pressured? Do you feel like they're... Because it seems like they're like, oh, gee, we really want to be able to close out this game as quick as possible.
It seems a bit excessive. This level of pressure, while, I mean, I do think that ultimately it paid off because they got the top shrine and they're going to have access to the next Roche. It does seem like, I mean, giving Miracle free farm in any circumstances is always like, you really need to know what you're getting yourself into as a team when you let Miracle farm like that. Yeah, because now he's got that big team fight item in the BKB in his stash right now, so the next fight could be pretty different. Yeah, and Tidehunter's completed his Blink Dagger as well, so all that passivity from Liquid is not going to remain for much longer. And now the team of Liquid has a slight net worth advantage.
OG gonna go again here. with the Ravage still on cooldown for Mind Control. They're feeling okay for them. Right now they're going for the range tracks. They are going to be able to burst down the next assassin who instantly buys back. Matumba Man in a good position is drained away a lot of damage from Thompson as they try and turn it into when he pops his BKB. The Ember Spirit's going to run back here, the Remnant, straight into this Rage who has so much damage on him right now. Needs to be able to get one more Remnant away. The Oracle is going to be able to save him. Miracle pops his BKB. Goes for Thompson down here, but the Primal Roar comes out from Seb. Gives Thompson a little bit of space. There is that save from Kuro, though. He's going to be able to bring down Seb, but Thompson is still being chased out here, only just now getting his TP scroll back up. He couldn't TP away earlier, and so he will still be found. Matumba Man, they're going to try and finish him off here as Anna is able to get that kill. Kuro is quite low as well, but is able to get it with a slide of finish, but they'll die to Miracle here as he gets a double kill dominating streak. Liquid, they kept their cool despite the heavy push from OG earlier and just lit Miracle farm that entire time, and now it's paid off. He's got the BKB. He can fight with the rest of his team, and you'd see in these fights, OG are having a rough time with it.
They're having a rough time with the Phantom Assassin. They're having an extremely rough time with the Tidehunter as well. While the initiation is great from the Beastmaster, you don't want to have to spend it until you start seeing these BKBs come out. So Razor uses his BKB at the very, very early side of the tier 3 defense. You don't really want to blow it on him because, I mean, he's just static linking. He's not really dealing any damage until he starts right-clicking.
Wow. I mean, this is looking like a pretty even game, and right now, Anna, highest amount of hero damage, 23 minutes of any hero at this event. He's had some very impressive performances.
This is why they picked the Ember, and he's gone for a hybrid build, even though he seems to be very valuable as the magic damage dealing core. It's the Desolator that's allowing them to take these objectives, or at least try to take these objectives. As the tier 3, I mean, the Rax is in the top lane, still looking fairly strong. The next Roche, however, which will respawn in a minute and a half, that will go down even quicker.
Well, the game plan has certainly got to change for OG now. I think, you know, they were pushing high ground before because they had Aegis, then they did it a second time because Ravage was down. Then they lost the fight without Ravage there, and they see the BKB on Miracle, so something's got to change. Maybe it's just being able to secure the second Roche, but I feel like Liquid's not going to be that scared anymore.
I would be okay if No-Tail starts pushing other lanes. More often than not, he's been grouping up with his team, and he doesn't really have anything like a Vlad's that can help him push very, very quickly in the side lanes, but OG are great at just cutting waves and making sure that the enemy team never really gets to pass their river. So if they can just draw them away from objectives, then OG can keep buying time. Because again, I thought their aggression was unnecessary. OG have fairly good late game. The Lina can go toe-to-toe with a Phantom Assassin, especially one that built a BKB this early on. This is a 10-second BKB that was spent at basically 22 minutes into the game. It's going to whittle down, and this Lina's just going to get stronger and stronger. But for right now, the next 10-15 minutes, Liquid are definitely having the upper hand.
The 5-man smoke up by Liquid as they pick up the Desolator for the PA. Looked for a fight somewhere around there, but they weren't like super eager about it. They just go, get the 2 bounty runes. No one from OG was found out of position. So they just chill, run back to their jungle, continue to farm up.
This is the penalty for them losing their top shrine so early on. They have to spend a lot of time claiming map control.
And they'll land it. Now the Ravage goes down, they're going to chain these disables. You see the backline Mind Control. What he thought about there was he needed to be able to catch Jerix inside of that Ravage. And he did so. I'm not sure if Oracle could have been there in time to be able to save that Ember Spirit, but it was a really smart idea by Mind Control that secures the kill on an Ember Spirit. With the Ember Spirit gone, I don't think there's any way that OG can defend these towers. Now it's going to be Liquid's opportunity to take some objectives. We're going to see that network start spiraling downwards to the favor of Liquid.
So many teams have seen this story of Team Liquid before, just one failed fight. And everything starts spiraling out of control. Roshan has respawned now, and even though they don't have a shrine, Miracle may find out and may start going for it, although there is a lot of Radiant Vision. There's a Hawk in the pit, there's this Radiant Observer which now gets killed. But both teams are aware now.
GH
sees this
found a number of pickoffs so far. And Notel recognizes that GH is a problem right now. He's bought a gem. Gonna miss out on the impale though. He's gonna be spotted, but they don't have a great way to be able to stop him. He can get that teleport going. Good force staff over to the other side of that cliff area. Meanwhile, the rest of his team doing Roshan. They see two heroes way out of position to be able to defend this. This is a good opportunity, but the blink in, just an anchor smash to be able to slow down some damage. Does not have Ravage for a full minute here, but Mind Control really does not want to give up this Aegis in cheese to OG.
I mean, BKB is up for the Razor and the Phantom Assassin. They don't necessarily need the Ravage. They just need time. Razor has now rejoined the fight.
Oh, Furion teleported in, instantly gets impaled. I'm not sure what that was, but now the BKB is going to be active by Matoma Man. They're going to stick on top of Thompson as best as possible. That's why the Primal Roar is required by Seb, and now they're just going to go for the Beastmaster instead. Anna's forced to jump into the high ground here. They go to disarm onto the P8. Doesn't matter though, the Beastmaster's already dead. Now they caught the Ever Spirit. GH caught him once again.
Oh, the daggers.
And LSA from the low ground trying to slow things out. Does have a Laguna play, but since because of that spike carapace, now Thompson maybe caught his Yule Scepters himself. Tries to go for the kill on Akuro. You got that, but a triple kill for Miracle is what's important here. Liquid, go for Seb now as he bobbed back to get into that fight. And he will die again. OG completely wiped, and Liquid, all they lost was a simple 5-position Crystal Maiden. They're going to gain an Aegis and cheese.
And this was without a Ravage. All it cost was the BKB charges from this Razor and this Phantom Assassin. Liquid is just so good at bullying out the enemy team. And again, GH, time and time again, this hero, this player knows how to use his stun so well to carapace onto that LSA. Lina was stuck on that high ground, which should have been such a safe position for her. But she's paralyzed there, and immediately the rest of Liquid converge on her. And this poor Oracle, dude, this guy cannot get anywhere near the fight. He gets a little bit close, he gets ravaged, he gets daggered, he gets plasma fielded. It's such a hard game to play Oracle, and he's so necessary for OG to win this.
Yeah, this is really looking, we're beginning to see what the panel was talking about when it comes to, seems like they felt pretty strongly about the first 4 picks coming in. They felt like there was a strong advantage for Liquid. And we're seeing that playing out because I feel like OG actually were overplaying their lineup in the first like 15 minutes. Sure. But now as we start getting some of those big mid-game items, Liquid are dominating the team fights. We'll see whether or not that continues though.
I mean, to be fair, no matter how slow they took it, this Oracle was still going to be vulnerable constantly. And it's possible that the theory was like, okay, maybe before this Phantom Assassin comes online, then our Oracle can, you know, just buy us free pushes, because with his ultimate, Amber Spirit should be able to do things. Meanwhile, mid lane, Crystal Maiden.
Zero's like, what are you guys doing here? My team's all pushing out a top tier 2. I guess you can have it.
What's the sister version of Fratricide?
Oh, Miracle.
Oh no, not the Oracle again.
Rotations.
Oh
no. That's gotta hurt.
He had a Ghost Scepter too, just didn't get the time to activate it. Got 2-shotted.
And OG are just full out split push mode. It seems like they're trying to catch as many creep waves as possible. Anna is just cutting waves non-stop. Dope goes mid, goes top, and jumps away as soon as they're anything scared. Jumps right into a trap. GH was sitting there waiting for him with Miracle.
They were just camped on that Remnant. Out of the fire into the flames. Phantom Assassin is so large, Satanic completed, and a rapier queued up in his inventory. Let's not get too hasty now. Let's not get too hasty.
I mean, I'm feeling like the game's going pretty well for Liquid.
Yeah, but it could be going even more well.
The only way I see it is like the only way they could lose this is somehow they drop a rapier to OG. Kuro in a bit of trouble here once again as he's been separated by his team so many times. He just can't quite get back to them. OG will be able to get this pick off, but at the same time, he's just slowing things down as much as possible. The rest of his team has already taken that tier 3. Now the melee Rex is going to fall as well.
This Phantom Assassin, what are you going to do to her? 8-second BKB remaining. Age is still remaining for another 2 minutes. Mid lane of Rax completely claimed.
Liquid are saying you had your free time with the Aegis to be able to push objectives. Now it's going to be our time to do so. As you can see, OG is very reluctant to be able to take a full fight here. They're just trying to poke at Miracle as best as possible. Hit that backline as well.
Yeah, you need magic damage pokes though. The physical damage is doing nothing. She has so much evasion and armor. Backsound doesn't need to use the Satanic or the Aegis. And they get a full mid lane of Rax and a tier 3 top.
And they could go for the Shrine as well as they want because they've still got a minute and a half for the Aegis.
And Phantom Assassin's almost level 25 as well. If that triple Stifling Dagger comes out, Oracle is going to have an even worse time, but OG want to do something quick. They're going to be fighting into an Aegis, though.
Staying on top of this high ground, Matumba Man and GH always willing to meet the OG members here. The blink forward from the Mind Control Tidehunter. Trying to slow down Zeb, and it looks like they might be able to get him here with the Primal Roar. Two-man LSA, that's going to be able to help Zeb get the blink out of here, but looks like Miracle wants to commit. Trying to go for no-tail right now. Going to be controlled up, though, but the LSA underneath the tier 4s is able to jump away. Matumba Man and Mind Control are quite low. Oh, the cheese goes out just in time by Matumba Man as he saw that Laguna Blade coming.
OG are trying desperately just to bait out a Ravage, but Mind Control is not giving it to him. He keeps baiting it aggressively, and Ember Spirit is fingers on the trigger. He knows he needs to slide a fist or Remnant as soon as he starts seeing those tentacles come out of the ground. But they're playing so conservatively, and now Smoke Up, Beastmaster.
Gonna run into Zeb, blink away. Good play by him. Gush goes out, Jerix quickly dispels that one. Getting rid of the slow, but it's going to be found eventually here. And let's go Scepter TV out now. GH is there with the Impale. And that is going to be the Oracle dead. Forces the to a buyback, very likely.
And this backdoor protection is not going to come back anytime soon. They are going to proceed to take more and more objectives. Still have time on the Aegis. Only have like 5 more seconds left on the Aegis.
OG, are they really willing to give up this melee Rax? Well, the Aegis finally down. They can take the team fight. The Nyx Assassin already dead. Anna shows himself, but a beautiful Ravage of 4 man as they jump onto Anna immediately. Drops low, but is going to be saved by the Oracle. The question is whether or not he's going to survive. A nice 3-man LSA. He goes back to the fountain. Should be healing up to full here shortly. And Seb is going to be able to find his initiation. Primal Roar onto the Crystal Maiden of all heroes. Another LSA. Thompson keeping his distance, just delivering so much artillery, so much magic damage into Liquid. He is going to be able to force him back. Anna wants to be able to commit here. Catching up to more. No Tail doing the same thing with a heavy teleport in. We'll be able to drift away with the Invis. Seb. Oh no,
he's back.
Miracle. He's going to be able to come in. A big crit. Wipes him out. Anna in trouble as well as he's out of mana right now. Nyx Assassin staying on top of him. Waits for the Impale. Slowed down by the dagger as well. But the Spy Carapace, they've got Anna dead. He does have a buyback though.
No Tail has clipped himself, but it's not going to escape this Tidehunter. He knows.
Sprout, teleport, not going to happen. GH gets him with the Impale. Multiple buybacks now. One coming out of GH as well as Jerix Oracle.
And Oracle was able to finally successfully get a save. It was a 12 HP Ember Spirit who just narrowly escapes death after a Ravage.
Okay, I mean, the tier 2 is stopping them from taking Megas. That's why Anna's holding on to his buyback right now. But apparently, they just want to go for the tier 4s until the Carapace. It has been the bane of Thompson's existence here. One buyback going out. That's going to be the Lina. Anna really wants to hold on to his, but it may come at the cost of the tier 4s right now. One's already dead, they go for it. Anna buys back Liquid. Not that scared, it seems. They start backing up, but the Yule Scepter is going to be able to catch the PA. They have 4 staffs, though, to be able to save him.
I mean, her BKB is going to be up in 2 seconds. I don't know if they have another smoke, but I would not be surprised if this is a fake back. Crystal Maiden has rejoined
too, so
they're biding their time, looking for an opening. Granted, Ravage is down for another 40 seconds, and they got a lot. They got the buyback out of the Lina and the Ember Spirit, and they're pleased with that turn of events, and they're going to back off finally.
Yeah, 21,000 net worth lead.
And a 100% win probability.
100% win probability. They're going to get some more bounty runes. They're going to finish up the pipe for Mind Control, which, you know, that was an item they talked about a long time ago. Mind Control did not have the greatest start to the game.
Oh,
there it is.
Here we go.
All right, Miracle.
The showman.
Swag on him. He's got 3K crits now. I literally can't see them losing this any other way.
Triple stifling rapiers. What a time to be alive. What a time to die as an Oracle.
I mean, I appreciate it, though. This means that OG has an opportunity to get back into this game if they get the right kind of initiation, right? They take away that Divine Rapier. They pick it up on Anna. 100%. No longer seems that way.
What did I say at the beginning of this game? I'm happy to see Miracle playing a fun hero, and boy, is he delivering.
Yeah, he's certainly having fun with this game, that's for sure.
All right, here's the plan. Triple blade mails on OG. I say that's the way you win this game.
Get him. Oh, Solar Crest and Pipe for the Tidehunter.
They are death marching mid. But they have to defend bot, otherwise they're going to get megged, and this is not a team that wins a base race.
No, certainly not. They're going to smoke up, making sure to kill the Hawks.
Now, if you see a 2K crit, you're like, there's no way he bought a rapier, right? There's no way.
Dobson, the dagger.
Yeah, that's better. You
Like, I don't want to risk it. No-Tail showing himself.
Carapace on the axis.
Miracle tries to make the jump on a No-Tail here. The Infant, there's a nice Ravage. Triple Ravage with the triple dagger. That's going to be Anna going down. Primal Roar goes out, but Seb's been taken out of the equation as well. And now Liquid certainly have this game in the bag. OG in a 3 versus 5, no buybacks available.
Mega Creeps claimed another Yules.
Laguna Blade, a two-man impale from GH will end this game as OG calls it. And we are going to a game 3. For European supremacy between Team Liquid and OG. We're going to push this series to the limit, it seems.
You can't let Liquid breathe. You can't give them a chance for a comeback. I admire OG's adamant nature to go for those